all I heard was a boom, the house shook, lights went out, and it was just wind.
Residents in Abilene shaken up today after powerful storms hit parts of big country overnight, causing major damage. Tonight, the community begins the cleanup. Good evening, and thank you for joining us for KTXS. I'm Ryan Wolf. I'm coming to you from our sister station in San Antonio because the KTXS news station received significant damage in last night's storm. Despite this challenge, KTXS is committed to bringing you the news of the day. A severe storm hit our building around 11 last night, collapsing the roof and destroying our tower. Debris and water damage ruined the inside. Thankfully, no one was injured at the station. Our hearts go out to the community, and we are here to help you get through this. KTXS's Brianna Gibbons gives us a deeper look at the damage. She joins us now.
I'm Brenna Gibbons, and I'm here at the KTXS station where Sunday night storms brought 80-mile-per-hour wind gusts. As you can see, the roof of our garage has caved in over the live van, and our broadcast tower has collapsed over the station. KTXS meteorologist Caden Dinkins was at the station and says the experience was unimaginable.
This is just absolutely insane. Our station is just completely ruined. Oh my God! Quite literally, our studio roof was ripped off of the hinges, if you will. The studio roof just flew off right above me and our chief meteorologist, Mark Rowlett, as we were trying to take cover kind of from an unexpected situation.
Caden was outside watching the storm moments before the destruction occurred.
You don't ever expect to experience something like that. The power went out in the studio and the whole entire station, and we're walking back into the studio, and you just feel this almost suction kind of taking you with these winds as this roof is pulling off. My ears popped. I felt like I was gravitating towards that area that was opening, and me and Mark, just all we could do was take cover and hope for the best.
She told us she couldn't even comprehend what she was seeing.
It's pitch black dark. You're walking in and you're just hearing things, and you go and see it in the daylight, and like I said, it's not something you can even imagine. Your whole workplace, the place we love, the place where we do what we love to do, is completely destroyed.
She said there were so many loud sounds that it was hard to make out what was happening.
Towers falling, roofs ripping off, bricks crumbling down in our garage. So we're just extremely lucky to be here completely unharmed, not even a scratch on my body, even though there was things flying around us, debris all over the studio, water pouring in, like just unimaginable situation.
KTXS will continue to update our web and socials with more information as we get it.
All right, now you can go to find that and other storm damage reports right here on our website. It's KTXS.com. In other news in our community tonight, the body of a man who had been reported missing was recovered from Lake Brownwood. The body of a 26-year-old man pulled from the lake this morning, according to the Brown County Water Improvement District. The victim had been reported missing Sunday night from Flat Rock Park. The Lake Patrol and Texas Parks and Wildlife Conduct were out at the lake conducting the recovery efforts, but had to call it off due to the severe weather in the area. The name of the victim has not been released. The city of Los Angeles bracing for more protests as demonstrations over deportations got increasingly more chaotic and violent over the weekend. The National Guard is on the ground as a standoff plays out between the White House and Democrats in California. Matt Galka reports.
Demonstrations continued Monday after a weekend where protests escalated into violence in Los Angeles, the city becoming the latest flashpoint over immigration enforcement, with the president deploying the National Guard.
They were afraid to do anything, and we sent out the troops, and they've done a fantastic job.
Protests started following ICE raids at several locations in and around LA on Friday, including a Home Depot parking lot in Paramount, south of the city.
The people that are causing the problem are professional agitators, they're insurrectionists, they're bad people, they should be in jail.
The protests continued in the days that followed, shutting down some streets and freeways, with some self-driving cars being set on fire, clashes between protesters and law enforcement, and things boiling over following the National Guard's arrival.
This violence that I've seen is disgusting. It's escalated now since the beginning of this incident.
California officials blamed Trump's deployment of the Guard as the reason for the escalation, with the White House saying the situation was out of control before that.
It's an escalation that didn't have to happen. Why were there raids? You know, we had been told that he was going to go after violent criminals. It wasn't a drug den, it was a Home Depot.
White House border czar Tom Homan said over the weekend nobody was above the law when asked about the potential for government official arrests, as the Trump administration has repeatedly criticized Democratic leadership in California.
Come after me, arrest me. Let's just get it over with. Tough guy.
I would do it if I were Tom. I think it's great.
Homan said Monday there were never any plans to arrest Governor Gavin Newsom.
We arrested a sexual predator, we arrested gang members, we arrested somebody that had an armed robbery conviction. So we made LA safer that day, but you're not hearing any of this. All you hear is a rhetoric about ICE being racist, about ICE being Nazis and terrorists, and Governor Newsom feeds that.
Newsom vowed Monday to sue the Trump administration over deploying the National Guard and cutting out state leadership in the process, saying Trump flamed the fires of the situation, and it's exactly what the president wanted. Reporting in Washington, I'm Matt Gelka.
Senate Republicans are tweaking the House GOP-passed tax bill to preserve a provision that would ban states from regulating artificial intelligence. New text now proposes denying states federal funding for broadband projects if they regulate AI, a change from the House's version, which banned new rules. Republican Senator Ted Cruz is a big supporter of the idea, citing how the early internet was developed.
In the 1990s, that was the dawn of the internet. And Bill Clinton signed an executive order mandating a light touch regulatory approach to the internet. That proved unbelievably successful.
Now, according to Cruz, the U.S.'s approaches saw big economic growth compared to Europe's more restrictive approach. Republicans and Democrats are pushing back against the provision, as are state lawmakers. There's concern AI could result in massive job loss along with other societal problems. Ukraine's audacious attack on Russia's strategic bomber fleet is raising a lot of questions about the future of warfare. Some security experts say large nations like the U.S. face a serious challenge now that $35,000 worth of drones can be deployed to destroy bombers valued at $7 billion. That goes for tanks and possibly even ships. It's a problem for offensive and defensive weaponry.
Anybody with large bomber aircraft or large ships is going to look at this and say, you know, are these things worth the investment? Is warfare changing to favor these small, cheap, nimble, unmanned devices? And I think it is.
Other analysts are weighing what this could mean for U.S. national security, whether drones could be smuggled onto shipping containers and then once inside moved into the interior of the country to target military bases.
I'm Copeland Welch in Abilene, where construction is in full swing on 2 recreation centers. But parents say timing couldn't be worse, leaving them without affordable childcare options over the summer.
Progress is not progress if people get left behind. And when we're leaving behind the most vulnerable people in our population, what are we progressing towards?
Ashley Haynes says her son relied on the rec center for socialization, and without that.
And now, you know, my son is home alone and he is feeling very isolated and very depressed. He's missing his friends from camp. That was really like the main way that he stayed active through the summer, was with the camp. And now he's kind of sitting there playing video games, cut off from his friends, not able to socialize, not able to stay active. So
I talked to another mother who says she's concerned about resources and the kids' well-being.
It's a safety issue. I know they're working with the YMCA and with the Boys and Girls Club, but I don't know that they're going to be able to handle the overflow of the kids.
Haynes says the program was not only a safe option, but affordable.
There's just nowhere really for him to go. And we've been pushed kind of towards the Boys and Girls Club, which has an 83-person long wait list, or the YMCA, which also has a really significant wait list, and it's $1,600 for the whole summer. So the Parks and Recs program was $400 for the whole summer. The YMCA, $1,600 for the whole summer. That's just not affordable.
Beltran says in today's economy, a fair price is important for many families.
I just know how important it was for us as a family. My kids are grown now, but the financial aspect of us being able to know that It was something that we could afford. It was safe and reliable.
Haynes says she hopes priorities are in order.
I don't feel like we need another bar with $16 cocktails. I feel like kids need somewhere safe to go.
According to the city's Parks and Rec department, construction on the centers is expected to be complete early next year.
Abilene City Council will meet on Thursday to vote to approve a $900,000 emergency purchase. That purchase will include various phones and computers from vendors in response to the city's cyber event attack. The IT department director for the city also added that they are hoping to replace unaffected, outdated technology as well. Well, there's a shakeup in the housing market, and if you're buying or selling, listen up. For the first time in more than a decade, there are way more sellers than buyers. The National Desk Angela Brown breaks down that impact.
If you're house hunting, you may have leverage. If you're selling, better buckle up. Redfin says 1.9 million homes are for sale, but only 1.5 million buyers in the game. That's 33.7 more sellers than buyers, the biggest imbalance Redfin has seen since 2013. Listen to Glenn Kellman, Redfin CEO, on CNBC last month.
There has been a real shift. So home buyers over the past few years shook off rate increases. Home prices kept rising. We anticipate that prices will fall at least 1% in the second half of 2025.
That shift could benefit buyers who've been priced out, but make no mistake about it, the market is showing real signs of strain. Mortgage applications are falling, according to Mortgage Banking Association. Affordability, of course, is still a huge hurdle. The average 30-year fixed mortgage rate is hovering around 6.84%, according to Bankrate.
And so the market we're in now is slowly active inventory is rising. Completed unsold new construction is rising, and the power dynamic is moving more and more from sellers to buyers.
Another warning sign, a rise of what experts call zombie properties, homes abandoned during foreclosure and left sitting empty. In Washington, D.C., I'm Angela Brown.
There's a severe worker shortage in national parks across the U.S., thanks in part to cuts to the federal workforce by the Trump administration's cost-cutting project DOGE. According to the National Parks Conservation Association, the National Park Service lost 13% of its 20,000-member workforce. White House has not revealed its figures just yet. As a result, Reuters reports the National Park Service is now asking park staff to take on additional roles, such as scientists helping to clean up restrooms. Shortages could mean delays at parks and safety concerns. Well, watch out the next time you walk into your yard. An invasive ant species is spreading into the south and east. In recent years, encounters with the Asian needle ants have grown. The small brown ants are hard to spot, and their stings are long-lasting and painful. The insects live in dirt and mulch, so people are most often stung while gardening. They're expected to reach peak numbers in the next 2 months. Recapping the big story of the day, storms producing gusts more than 80 miles per hour in the big country caused extensive damage. National Weather Service in San Angelo sent teams to Taylor County to survey the damage, including at the KTXS station. Preliminary data points to straight-line winds as the cause of damage. Official reports are expected to be released in the next 2 days.
I'm meteorologist Michael Crowley. After a hectic night last night, we're going to take a look at what's ahead for the week as we forecast potential more rain chances and more potential thunderstorms. So stormy week is in our forecast. Yesterday's storms, they rode along I-20, causing some chaos as they did so. Many supercells, severe thunderstorm warnings with extremely dangerous situation tags, which if you don't know, that's the highest level of severe thunderstorm warning that you can get. Winds as high as 90 miles per hour and hail the size of grapefruits were reported. So insane thunderstorms moved through last night, and we're expecting to see even more potential as we go into the evening ahead of us. Now, fortunately, a lot of this activity in the early afternoon is not going to be as severe. I would say this category could be strong as we go past 1 a.m. to 5 a.m. That's where we're expecting those severe storms, especially for northwestern sections of West Texas and over towards the west in other areas west of Abilene near Snyder and portions of San Angelo. So as we go forward in time, the timing of this is going to be, unfortunately, once again at night. So this is going to give you a bit of deja vu from last night's thunderstorms, dealing with it in the dark. Going to be doing that once again. 11 p.m. to 2 a.m., Snyder, Lubbock, Midland, Texas. As this pushes off towards the east, San Angelo, Brownwood, Abilene, and Throckmorton. Fortunately, though, this looks to be a much less severe event. Much of these thunderstorms are not well put together like they were last night. And I do think Brownwood and San Angelo, you guys may dodge everything altogether because these thunderstorms are losing their energy as they make their way down towards the southeast. And Throckmorton, you may not catch anything at all. So that's the good news, but we are still watching this potential for some thunderstorms and severe weather. Let's time it out for you. As we go into the 10:30 hour, Snyder once again getting in on some of those showers and thunderstorms, pushing towards the south in the big country near San Angelo, down towards the south as well. And as we go into the early morning hours at around 2:30 a.m., that's where we see a lot of that action potentially move into Throckmorton. Abilene looks to dodge a lot of it, but these forecast models are a bit all over the place. But I do have to say that this one absolutely predicted last night's perfectly in terms of where the heaviest of the downpours will be. So just be on guard. It looks like a lot of this will be weakening as it makes its way into the region, but we're still watching for some very active weather in our forecast. For now, we quiet down for the end of the week.
Good evening, Big Country. Well, the college sports season has wrapped up for the Big Country, but that means it's a good time to reflect and look back. And for the ACU Wildcats, well, it was one of the most successful athletic years in school history. Whether that was winning a conference title in baseball or football, or just making a deep postseason run on the basketball court, the Wildcats roared themselves right into the national spotlight several times with a historic year.
This year was special. You mentioned the competitive success that we saw, football conference championship, first time in the playoffs, seeing our baseball team win a regular season championship. But 15 of our 16 teams either tied or improved on their standing from the year before. So we're seeing improvement across the board, and that's fun to see. Not a surprise. We've invested in our programs in ways we hadn't in the past. We've hired coaches that are great mission fit. So to see that success is great, but I actually think this is just a progression into where we're going. I don't think we're satisfied with where we are, and I would anticipate this being something that we can build on going into next year as well.
And going from one program that's seeing some success to another, the Abilene Flying Bison are soaring to start their year, winning 4 of their first 5 series, including 3 straight. And not by just 1 or 2 runs, no. 9 out of the 11 wins that the Flying Bison have had have come from 10 runs or more. And we heard from one of the Flying Bison players about their success and what's contributing to it.
Right. They keep bringing in guys over and over. They bring in guys who, pitchers are going to pitch, hitters are going to hit. No matter who they bring in, it seems that Coach Dyson and all these other assistant coaches really they make us gel. And it really feels like it's a team here. And no matter who we play, what league we're in, how long we've been around, we're going to play. And we've been hot.
And these Bison will look to continue to fly high to start this season as they host Piney Woods later this week. For KTXS Sports, I'm Tyler Green.
Some good news for Abilene residents on the south side of town. A popular fast food restaurant will be opening its doors for the very first time. The 3rd Brahms location will open on Tuesday at 6 a.m. located at 6361 Memorial Drive. Grand opening week starts June 23rd with prizes and free scoops for the kids on the 28th. We do appreciate you stopping by. Thanks so much for joining and watching KTXS, and thank you for being patient with us as we cope with recovering from massive storm damage at our Abilene station. You can count on us for your news, weather, and sports. We're going to be here with you. Stay up to date anytime with us at KTXS.com. I'm Ryan Wolf. Have a great day.